while we're on the topic of dominance and dominant resolution, I want to make a quick point about the blues. Blues and dominant sevens. You, in your lifetime, have probably heard hundreds of songs that use a very common blues progression that is called the 12-bar blues. And the 12-bar blues has 12 bars, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 bars. That is in the following pattern. It's the one chord, let's do it this way. It's the one chord, 4 chord, 1 chord, 4 chord, 4 chord, 1 chord, 1 chord, 5 chord, 4 chord, 1 chord, 1 chord. And it's going to sound like this. So 1 1 1 1 to 1 1 1 1 to 4 4 4 4 to 1 1 1 1 to 4 4 4 4 to 4 4 4 4 to 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 to 5 5 5 5 to 4 4 4 to 1 1 1 1 to 1 1 1 1, and it's going to start all over again. That's how that progression sounds. In the key of A, you would have the chords A, D, A, D, D, A, E, D, A, and A. So that's how that would sound. However, it wouldn't be quite so simple. You're not just playing major triads. You're actually going to play dominant seventh on each of these things. So you've got an A7, A7, D7, A7, D7, D7, A7, A7, E7, D7, A7, A7. Now you're going to say to yourself, well, hold on a minute. I thought we just talked about how there's only one dominant seventh chord in any key. And so why are we talking about three different dominant seventh chords? We've got an A dominant seventh, a D dominant seventh, and an E dominant seventh happening in a song that is supposed to be in the key of A. Shouldn't it just be A, D, D, A, E7, D, A? Or better yet, wouldn't it be A major 7, A major 7, and so on, and D major 7, A major 7, D major 7? Okay. Now, your objection would be right on the level of intellect, but at the level of what it actually sounds like, you would be mistaken. And here's why. Go sit at a piano and play these chords. Play an A7, then play a D7, and then play an E7. Okay? It's a crunchy little family, and it sounds pretty cool. What blues musicians realize is that, yeah, you know what? Theoretically, there's only one dominant chord in the key, but you know what? I don't care about that. And they decided that because of the crunchiness of the sound of the dominant chord, because remember we talked about that devil's tritone, and because of that really strong pull, it wants to go. The 7 wants to go to the 1, the 4 wants to go to the 3. This is a very rich chord. It's got a lot of tension in it, and it's really good for capturing an emotion. So whatever that emotion is, just like an kind of feeling. And so you see this chord all over the place in blues. You'll see it in rock. You see it in funk. An old music teacher of mine used to call this the money-making chord. This is the chord he's called to play for gigs, like dance parties, like funk music, wedding bands. Like this is the chord they hang out on all the time, the dominant seventh chord. And it shows up in all kinds of places it's not technically supposed to. The only place it's technically supposed to show up in the song is right here on the 5. But it shows up everywhere else, and we have just decided that we're actually fine with that, and it sounds great. So I just recommend you go and hang out and play. Just play this progression. Spend 4 beats per chord, and if you're a musician, you've probably played it 100 million times before. And I just wanted to make that point that the blues use of dominant 7 for all 3 of these chords technically breaks the rule, and it just does so in like a kind of a glorious way. So you kind of wouldn't want it to be any different. Let's just look at this in the key of C really quick. So this would be a C7, C7, F7, C7, F7, F7, C7, C7, and then what's the 5 of C? It's a G7, and then 4 would be F7, and then C7, C7. Off the top of my head, I could probably think of like 20 songs that I know how to play that follow this progression. We got Mustang Sally, Changing My Pocket, and of course now I'm going to draw a blank. But anyway, when you're listening to music and you come to blues, then just know you're probably listening to a dominant 7th chord.